So, part 3. I had a vision from God to spend lots and lots of money on hardware so I can create special videos that children can watch to set them free from evolution and get them into creation, into some wonderful learning. So at this point I'd left Auckland. They couldn't cure me of the gay because I was a man back then, and they got frustrated with me, and I actually felt like the church just didn't care about me as a person. I was going home to empty cupboards and they were going home in their BMWs, and it just made no sense to me. So that was the first chink in the armor that maybe something was wrong. And again, honestly, I would have blamed myself for that happening, so it was my fault. But I moved to the South Island. My sister-in-law got me into Sega House first, and then set me up with a counsellor, got me on the invalid's benefit, did a whole lot of amazing stuff. So I moved in with them, my brother and her, and everything went fine until Nicola came out, and then it all went to hell. So I moved to Christchurch, and this is where I met Christina, and lived in Rainbow House. Well, how the bloody hell would I know?
I have to do all the dishes around here. I've got to clean up after him all the time. I cook his meals. And what does he give me in return? Just headaches. Major headaches. I've got a problem with this. I need help with this. I don't know how to do this. He can't even make a phone call without my advice. It just gets so...
I think they both need a bit of work as in counselling, because they seem to have the difficulties of communicating with each other.
And my whole world was just amazing. The first time I'd ever see, because I was brought up in a very sheltered world, I didn't know that there was such a thing as intersex, transgender, transsexual, cross-dresser, drag performer. We heard about these people, but they were obviously sick and just needed healing from demonic possession. So the way for me to start my ministry in Jesus' name was to spend $649 on this hardware. And again, because I was so mentally bound up, so hurt, painful, that I had all the software and the hardware, but the person that was going to teach me how to use Pro Tools spent most of his time trying to cure me of the trans. I think I confessed to him about my DID, but yeah, I did. It's all a blur. It's all a lot of abuse, pain and hurt, and deliverance from demons. So I was too busy with all that to be able to learn to use software. So this is a presentation for Cubase 4. We have a serial code for Cubase LE that you could download back then. That's in the wrong. So this hardware came with Pro Tools 7.3.1, and I could have learnt, because he had a copy of Pro Tools, so I bought this to have something for him to teach me to use, and he never did. So I had Pro Tools 7.3.1 and this ignition pack with hundreds of dollars of free expansion packs for Pro Tools In fact, I still use Amplitude today. Reason 3 is now Reason 12. It's owned by a different company. Ozone 3 I still use. The serial numbers that came with these back in the we're talking 2001 now. The serial numbers that came with this are still valid, so I have the latest versions of all of these. So just absolutely blown away. BFD Lite. Now this, the full version of this is quite amazing. If you want to record real drums in your songs, you can place any type of microphone at any distance you want with this software. It's amazing, but it's very expensive, so I've used the demo. Steinberg product catalog. So the CD's gone missing. So 2006 I was at Hagley College. Again, Windows and Mac. So again, I could have learnt to use this software. I was studying Photoshop at the time, and then I went on to do film with Final Cut on the Mac. So Reason 3, I've now just updated it to Reason 12, cost $120, but this is an amazing piece of software. I don't want to use anything else. I've owned Reason since this. Some wonderful DVDs. The Holy Ghost Revival in Florida. Yeah, so there are a lot. Ones of this that are a lot bigger, with 2 inputs and a mic input as well, but this is just do basic. That's all I could afford back in 2001. So then the quake happens and I move back to Auckland and I upgrade my DigiDesign M-Box to the M-Audio Fast Track because this didn't work on Windows XP, but I've got it running on Windows XP now, so obviously my brain was so kerfuddled that I didn't know what I was doing. I still use it. I mean, the last video I made was like, oh, woe is me, all this hardware that's obsolete, but I can still physically use these, and I do. I've got this running on the Windows 8 laptop and this on my Windows 10 laptop. So again, another $600 purchase. M-Audio, this has got a microphone in, guitar in on the back. No? Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, there, I'm blind. Guitar in. So again, I own the hardware, but I never used it because my mind was still muddled. It's 2011, going back to Auckland. Nobody's trying to cure me of the gay or the trans at this point. I'd walked away from the Pentecostal charismatic religion, but was still mentally muddled. My mind was still unable to focus on anything. I couldn't just pick up one of these manuals and read through it. I had a non-fiction block, which is only just broken through this year because of lockdown. So I'm now going to read this manual from the 90s and learn the software from the 90s. And it's my goal now to conquer everything that I've been wanting to do but have been unable to because of abuse. Everything I'm going to do from now on, my new life. So this M-Audio came with a cut down version, Pro Tools 8 SE, and it's Avid, of course, and the Fast Track as the drivers for the M-Box. Going back to the old one, there's all the serial numbers for the software. There's a Mac CD I found on the side of the road, Snow Leopard guide. Never owned it. I did own a Mac, but I couldn't get into it. There was no way of getting into it without the password. Quick Start Guide, and of course came the most amazing software of all. A CD of Audacity. Look at that, the original from 2011. Wow, it's a museum piece. We've got Audio Cleaning Lab by Magix. And I believe this is the original inbox. If I was clued up, if I did have my mind straight, if I could think clearly, there was free courses online, Pro Tools 101, post-production techniques, music production techniques. There was a whole course that I could have joined in and learnt how to use the software, and it never obviously happened. Health and safety guide for your inbox. Don't plug it in. I actually did blow up one computer. There's a serial code, don't read that. I did actually lose one computer because I didn't know what I was doing, and I plugged it into the wrong thing and blew up my very, very expensive laptop that I got with my student loan, because I'd started learning again at Canterbury University. I started learning Greek again. So with that, I bought the laptop and the complete Adobe suite, Premiere, Photoshop, Audition, Illustrator. Again, I've still got the software, hardly ever, apart from Photoshop, and Premiere was way out of my understanding. I got the point is, because my mind was so muddled, I would get angry and frustrated, and I would just throw a temper tantrum, so I never progressed to use anything at all because of the frustration. So now my mind is clear, and I can finally look at this hardware and all the software that comes with it and understand and learn what to do with it. Thank you. So that was a bit of a blooper. I missed out the most important thing I was going to talk about. So 1990, I can't tell you what year because my mind is so muddled from the whole era when I was being abused by the church. Religious abuse, not sexual. You've got to keep a clear cut between the two that was going on. And so I worked at Telecom at this point, well, it was post office back then, and I had so much money I would just buy this and a $1,200 guitar and a CD with royalty-free samples on it for about $400. So again, I've owned this since I don't know what year, maybe 2000. Hang on, I can tell you exactly. I left the batteries in it and had to get it repaired. So this is the 26th of the 1st, 1994. I had this repaired. So I've owned it since then, and I've never understood how to use it. So now that my mind is set free, my mind is clear, I can think for myself, I'm going to learn how to program this and have it as my drum machine. I know I've got Reason and I can use Kong, but just as I said, I want to conquer learning everything I own from the 90s that I couldn't use. So I'm not quite sure. I'm thinking the year 2000. Maybe Christchurch. I really don't understand my memory from that era is just confusing. So before Reason existed, it was Propellerhead Record. So I bought Propellerhead Record 1.5s, and it is definitely from the rock shop along K Road, so that I do know that. And I bought this so I could drag in karaoke files .kar and fix the guitar, bass, drums, export it again as a MIDI. Then all you do is you change the file name from MIDI to .car, and you've got a karaoke file that sounds way much better than the karaoke files that came with the Van Basco software. I still use the Van Basco software. In fact, the reason why I'm making this video is because I had no energy until I started doing karaoke again. So I'm aware that I must do an hour of karaoke a day to keep up my mental health, my mind being clear. Exercise helps my mind to not fog up like it's been doing. So it came with Neptune. That's it corrects your voice, and a lot of pop stars that can't really sing use that, and you can tell in some of their songs. Even Cher, one of her songs, it sounds like the whole song's been Neptune and sequencer mode. So one of the things that I explored back then, that I obviously didn't have the brains, or my mind wasn't clear enough, was that there is a way to turn this MIDI sequencer into a tracker style, and that's something that I want to explore now. Again, I can run this on an emulator, Windows XP emulator, and play with it. Oh, I've got the serial numbers in here. There's also a little stick that you plug into the computer, which allows Propellerhead Record to know that you have a legal copy of it, and it'll run fine. So don't ask me what year. This is probably, I don't know, 2018? No, because I didn't have any money. My mind is scrambled. I don't know when I bought this. This is Reason 7. I have Reason 8, Reason 9, Reason 10, Reason 11, Reason 12. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 6 years I've been upgrading this year after year. To purchase this alone is about $700. But all I have to do is upgrade it for $100 every year. And of course, the latest version of Reason is just amazing. There's a lot of stuff that in the past you would have to purchase separately. It comes with the new Reason. So I did spend a lot of money last year on plugins, VSTs and stuff, that when my computer crashed, it was my bloody fault for deleting the Windows temporary directory, stuffing it up. So I have hundreds of plugins, but honestly, with Reason 12, I don't need to use any of them. The only thing Reason can't do, and it still can't do, which pisses me off, there's no way of setting up a microphone input into Reason. So I have to record the vocals with Audacity. So I've actually purchased Reaper, so I can record vocals into Reaper. And of course, with Reaper, there's many Hammond organ plugins that work with Reaper that don't work with Reason. So it's a balance. Do you want to use Reaper and Reason, or do you want to scrap those and move up to Cubase, Ableton Live or Pro Tools? The answer is, I've been using Reason for so long, it would take a long time to figure out how to use the other things. So again, things that I bought for Jesus that I never used: drum machine, death metal pedal. This is another video altogether. The Christian death metal scene was quite intense, so I wanted to create my own Christian death metal band, flanger and turbo overdrive. So with Reason 12, these are part of it. Now I still haven't, I've only just upgraded it, so I don't understand how, but you can turn these off and on virtually on the computer, the software versions of these. So my obsession with collecting all these pedals, well, it stopped because I ran out of money. But I have now got more access to a whole range of them, the virtual foot pedals in Reason. So that's quite amazing.